welcome back to our official first episode of season 2 of Her Circle with Maria and Nat.
Yeah, welcome back. It's good to be back.
Yes, it is. And we're just going to get straight in, aren't we?
Yeah, straight in. I think we were going to talk a little bit today about like motivation, like what keeps you, like how do people get, when people will say, oh, you're so motivated all the time. I don't know if you get that. I get that
it
a
all
lot.
the time, yeah.
And I think I'm not always motivated. Half the time I'm just really stubborn.
Yeah. And also, I think it's just, motivation comes through actually, just getting shit done. Basically.
Yeah, can't get the shit done.
How many times do you do something like you really don't want to clear out a cupboard or something like that, but it's been really weighing heavy on your mind? I know that sounds over the top, but it does sometimes when you know you've got to do something that's getting more and more cluttered and it's cluttering your brain. But then once you've done it, you feel so motivated to do more things.
Yeah, you do. Do you know, it's so interesting hearing you say that it clutters your brain. I feel like that all the time. If my house is untidy or things are out of place, it makes me like feel like mentally cluttered.
Oh God, yeah.
I can't relax.
Tidy house, tidy mind couldn't
Yeah.
be any more accurate.
And like, there's nothing more like for me. This is so sad. Like when everything's tidy, just quickly put the Hoover lines back in, and then I can like relax and like,
Yeah.
just feels so much better.
Yeah, it just gives you pleasure. So,
It's just the simple pleasures.
Yes.
But I'm going to put you on the spot then, Nat. When was the last time you felt super motivated, and how long did it last?
Actually feeling super motivated, I wouldn't say for a while really. It depends in what as well. If we're talking in context of like, right, I'm really motivated, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that with plan or a diet of losing weight, not for a while really. But what I do find is if I do, it don't last very long.
Yeah.
I'm much more, that's how I've always lived my life, of relying, up until a few years ago, relying on motivation to come. And it did, but it didn't last. Whereas now I feel like I've trained myself so much more to actually just do it.
Yeah.
Because then, like we've just said, you start feeling motivated anyway. And you can't rely on that motivation because...
You can't.
Yeah.
And this is it. It's like a bit cliche, isn't it? That quote, but it's so true. It's like motivation fades, but discipline is where, and it is. It's about discipline. Yeah. I think with me being motivated, I can motivate myself every day to get up and work. I know that sounds crazy, but working for yourself, being self-employed, it's tough. Like the market's tough, times are tough, and having that motivation every day to get up and work. Yeah, because I could so easily sit there and watch Netflix all day, but I'm not going to do that. And I think for me, what keeps me motivated is like the support around me, not just in like people like yourself and friends, but like Chris and the kids, like they're my motivation because I feel like I want to show them that I'm not a quitter. I'm going to do what I set out to achieve, and I'm going to get up every day. And simple things: get up, make the bed, start the day.
Yes,
and it's just those little things.
So if I go going back to that question, if I say when was I motivated, what I'm trying to get at is I can be really motivated for new things. So that can be, where I'm literally going like a lunatic, guns blazing.
Yeah.
But just what you've just said, really, that's down to more of discipline, isn't it? That it's that get up, do it every day. And I do feel that, I get it from my clients, I get it from friends, everything, like you always say motivated, but I'm not motivated, I'm just doing it anyway. And then that makes me happy. Whereas, if, so what I'm trying to get at is that I can be very motivated for something new, whether that be weight loss, whether that be, starting a new project and that, but that I can't rely on that to carry on.
No. And it's about making it become a routine, isn't it? Because we can all be motivated at the start of anything, like starting a gym routine or starting the Couch to 5K or whatever it is. Like you, when you did your meditation course, like you were so motivated to do that, you're so passionate about it, but it takes a lot of your time and energy. So to keep the motivation up to do that every day on top of everything else, it's about making that part of your routine, isn't it? And
it is.
It's not
making
just
it part of your routine and realising the benefits from it.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm doing it because of them, like not because oh, I'm so motivated to, like, I'm going to enjoy this at this moment. Although meditation now, it has become that ingrained in my life that I do really enjoy it. Like, there's rarely a time, but don't get me wrong, I've still, like, you know, I'm a typical woman who hormones are up and down. And like you say, you could sit at home and just think, oh, sorry, I just really can't be bothered today. I haven't got an answer to anyone. But them simple things like making your bed, you know, getting out, even for 5 minutes in the fresh air, you know, just stopping and pausing. That's, you know, what I do with meditation. It's what will work so much more than motivation.
Yeah, it is. And it's so interesting. I was talking to a friend about this at the end of the summer holidays. She, you know, your voice noting as you do. And she was like, I just feel so unmotivated to do anything. She was like, I'm just sat around, got nothing to do today. Like, my son is like entertaining himself.
Yeah.
Can't be bothered. I'm just watching TV, chilling. I can't even be bothered answering people's messages. And I thought it is so easy to get like that because your routine's out.
Yeah.
And I think that is it. It's like less of putting the emphasis on motivation being some kind of magic that someone has inside them. It's about creating habits, isn't it, and routine. And I feel like that is like such a safety net for all of us, having that routine and that consistency. Because, do you know, like, you can feel yourself sometimes. You know, when you like you said, women and hormones and you're up and down, you can feel when you're having a bit of a downturn, and it could be so easy to just lay there in bed, not get up, just mindlessly scrolling or binge watching. And the next thing you know, like, the day's gone by, you've not washed your face, you've eaten shite, you've not drank any water. What have you actually done? And I feel like that brings your mood down more. And I know it's
without a doubt. And I think that it is that, you know, you like, good habits, whether they might seem boring, but good habits are what lead to more happiness, whereas bad habits, you lead to more bad habits. Like you said, then eating crap, you know, you're not doing anything for yourself. And I think that took me a really long time to grasp. I don't know whether other people who are listening will understand, but like, for years I just think, oh, I don't need that, like, you know, I'm all right, but I realised that then I was numbing out with food all the time. You know, you've got to do these simple acts to lift yourself, really, and motivate yourself, but also, you know, to day lead a more stable, happy life, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. It's so true. And it's like, the more you do that, the less motivated you are to do anything. And then it kind of compounds, doesn't it? More things.
Spiral either way,
whereas, yeah, you do. So I feel like that is more the key to motivation, is creating that kind of routine, that consistency for yourself. And it's more of a discipline. Just get it, like you said,
don't rely on motivation.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's like,
sorry, carry on.
No, it's like when someone has said to me before, I don't know how you're so motivated. And I think, I'm not always. I know I've got to get it done.
Yeah.
I just know whatever
it's non-negotiable.
Yeah, it's non-negotiable. And I know that when I do it, I'll feel better for it. And that is obviously, I feel like I've got maybe more of a, I don't know, strength of mind in that sense than motivation.
You built a really good discipline in yourself.
Yeah, I am more disciplined than motivated. That is the word. That's what I'm looking for.
Which is a million times better to be.
Yeah.
Motivation comes and goes. And yeah, I think that's what we're getting at, that, you know, I don't believe hardly anyone in this world is like motivated all the time. Like, it's just not possible. Like, you know, unless you're not human, it's just not possible. But the people that you know, you probably look up to for motivation are just being disciplined. And that don't mean you are always going to be disciplined 100%, but the more you are, as in just your non-negotiables, I just think the happier life you'll lead. And that sort of covers everything. Yes, you know, to a certain extent with weight, but it is just your whole, like, general happiness, isn't it?
It is. And it's about consistency, isn't it? It's like, you know, you're not always going to be motivated to do the things. I'm not always motivated, and I will have days where I don't do the things I've set out to do. I feel like that's where sometimes you need to lean on consistency as well. It's like knowing the difference of consistency and perfection. I talk about this to my clients a lot. Like, you're going to have shit days. Get on, move out past it. Like, that's it. It's done. We're chasing that consistency and like building, like constantly working every day on what's going to make you feel better, be a better person, or get the stuff done that you want to do, or whatever your goals are in life, then it's all about the consistency and knowing that it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah,
That there will be
I totally
days where
agree.
yeah,
I think perfectionism is like can be really toxic, and again, sort of going back to the very first question, and that's where I always fell down in life for many years, because I was so all or nothing, and if it wasn't perfect, it was terrible, because
yeah,
that was the narrative I would tell myself all the time, that it's just not good enough. If you're not perfect with it, it's not good enough. And I think that a lot of our clients have been like that. And I think as soon as you can find that consistency of not needing to be perfect, being all right to yourself if you have a crap day, because everyone does.
yeah,
And even just sometimes, it's a win if you have just got up, washed your face, made your bed, and you want to have a lazy day. That's okay too.
yeah,
But it needs to come from a place of, not sabotage mode, more like,
yeah.
actually, yes, I am going to be kind to myself today. And that might be, but if you do that day in, day out, I think that, like, I don't know why, but on my, like, algorithm, it keeps coming up about, which obviously, they call it bed rotting, where so many people are just lying in bed and scrolling the phone and the day's gone.
Yeah.
And then it just makes them so demotivated to do anything. And I get it. I think like in this world that we're living in, it's so easy to numb
So
out.
easy.
And again, it's all about that numbing, and it's something that I speak to my clients about as well, that a lot of times you're numbing out with the wrong things, and that, so you,
And it's really unhealthy. But I feel like that, it is partly, not to blame, but it is, the generation, the time we're in, we've grown up
yes.
with, and I feel like that comes back to the perfectionism as well, that we've grown into being young women and going into our 40s, looking at social media, Instagram mainly, and seeing perfection, or what we think is perfection. It's that old Instagram versus reality, isn't it? And that probably goes back to why you felt like sometimes, oh, it wasn't enough, or if I can't do it perfect, then I'm not doing it. But I feel like it, and you see it, don't you? And but sometimes you just need to remind yourself that you're always seeing someone's highlights reel. You're not seeing the shit they did to get there, or the outtakes, or I'll do it.
The days where they've had a rubbish day.
And I think you need to remember, like, I think as well with doing what we do, like, I'll know if I film a try on, there's a load of shit in the background that I've moved out of the way to make the video look better. Like, that's not, but you do need to remind yourself sometimes, don't you, when you're looking at someone else's, whatever they're doing, and you're like, oh, I'm not good enough, or she looks amazing, or whatever the perfection is that you're chasing.
Everything is curated for that reason, isn't it? And it's reminding yourself of that. So I think that's what we wanted to start this week, that this episode, we're going to keep them pretty short and sweet, aren't we?
Definitely.
But it's more about realising, just go and do it, because I promise you, anything positive, like, making your bed, the little things, like, just getting out, like, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but even just getting your cup of tea and just sitting for a minute and really acknowledging it, instead of thinking of a million things at once, just acknowledge, like, a bit of gratitude with it, that actually I'm fine, I'm alive, because sometimes we do have to bring ourselves back down to that, because we're just running away with what's going to happen in the future. And it's just all them small things will keep you on a much happier even keel, rather than relying on motivation.
100%. Building healthy habits, having a support network around you, having consistency, having that accountability helps, having some things like that. But and just knowing as well that having that trust in yourself that you can do whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, self-belief, the trust, and giving yourself some realistic goals as well, so that you're not setting yourself up to fail before you've started.
I completely agree with that, and I think that's another really valid point, that it's realising that don't go hell for leather, like I've done many a times in the past, because then that is hard to keep the discipline with, but these small things all add up, and if one meal or one day don't go to your plan, get up, carry on. And
That's it.
Yeah, it was doable.
I'll always say to my clients, especially at the start of their journey, I'm like, this plan can be a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have days where it's easy, you feel amazing, you feel great, you're loving it, and then the next day you're like, it's the worst thing that you've ever started, you can't stand it, you're sick of it, and you're happy the size you are. And then you're back to square one because you're like, no, I'm going to start again. And I think that's true of anything in life. It's a roller coaster, and it's knowing how to just be okay with the decisions you make that day. Just try your best every day, isn't it? That's what I always say.
Absolutely. And I think that the more we can get that in our head, it's basic stuff, but we are our own worst enemy a lot of times. So yes,
definitely.
Just remember small steps every day, and if one thing don't go to plan, the next thing can.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Should we leave it there?
Yes, I think so. And we will be back with episode 2. We're doing it every Friday, aren't we?
Every Friday morning they will release. I think our next episode we're going to talk about something. It's a real hot topic, I think, at the minute. I'm seeing a lot about it online for lots of different reasons. I know you're really passionate about it and got your own opinions that I always love to hear and chat about. But we're going to be talking about weight loss versus wellness and what's being rammed down our throats.
Yeah, I can't promise that one will stay within 20 minutes, but we'll try.
We've got a lot to talk about, but it'll be a good one.
Yes.
So we'll catch up then.
See you soon. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.